time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to laugh, a time to weep.
I think what is so amazing to me about having gone to LMH is even to this day, the weaving of people's lives as I touch them. It seems like every year I meet somebody else that I went to school with years ago and connect with them and have a common bond to, in a social sense, or in a professional sense, or in a spiritual sense.
A time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. To everything, turn, 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 there is a season and a time.
For me, going to LMH was a good experience. It was during the Vietnam War. Being Mennonite, I don't think I really plugged into what was happening on war. We didn't have television in the home at the time, so what we heard was what was in the news media. After I graduated from high school, I was dating a fellow who actually was in one of his service at the time. It was, of course, an alternative method of going to war, another option. I do appreciate the background I had in non-resistance. LMH did help shape those beliefs that I did have.
And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time to love, a time to hate, a time of peace. I swear it's not too late. To everything, turn, 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 there is a season.
I just remember some of the wonderful weekend slumber parties we would have. There could be 8 to 10 girls, and we'd leave Friday after school, and it would be over Monday morning when school would start again. Because some of the girls were in the dorm, they had no other place to go, so our parties started and went through the whole weekend. I can remember just getting up in the morning and finding 5 girls in the same bed, all trying to use the same bathroom.
Across the morning sky, all the birds are leaving.
A memory I have of the school days was riding in the car with Myron Dietz. He was Brother Dietz back then, but he was just a great fellow, and of course has retired, I guess, as of June. But a couple of the memories that I think of was the one car that we rode in was a station wagon, and he had 7 people, including me. I was the smallest, so he put a blanket and a pillow in the back, so to and from school I reclined. It was quite comfortable, and but we had a lot of fun with that. Another thing was how we spent the time in the car was listening to Dr. Carl McIntyre. I don't know how many of you even remember that. I think in the meantime he has gone off the air, but he was this radical right-wing preacher, and Brother Dietz and the others of us in the car would make comments and just howl at these radical statements that this preacher would make. Another thing that I really appreciated about Brother Dietz was his teaching of world history. In the past, in 7th grade, world history was the worst course. I couldn't imagine a more boring subject. But with Brother Dietz, he took the course and related it to biblical events, and somehow just his whole approach intrigued me to the point that I aced the course, and that probably surprised me more than him, because he didn't know what my past was with world history.
Another favorite part I remember is the parking lot, and how after school and before school it was just the hangout, and everybody, all these guys came in with their revved up cars and came in carloads, so it was kind of like the connecting, distributing point after school was over. You talked with your friends, you listened to the songs that were playing on the radio that were so popular at that time.
Activity was over, you had to make sure it discontinued, or if you were seen together too much, you were considered a pair, and someone would end up in the matron's office after school. That was the girls, and the guys, of course, would be in the principal's office. I know Jeff and Edie did get caught several times, and they spent some good times in the office until it was time to leave for home.
It's hard to believe it's been 35 years since we were all together back in high school, and I guess a couple of memories that I have personally is, number one, as everybody knows, I was the shortest person in the class, and that always bothered me. I was always fighting this self-esteem and being so short, and was good-natured about taking the teasing and everything, but it's something I carried with me the whole time through school.
I think through the years, as I've grown and matured, I can look back and appreciate the Christian heritage that I was given by my family. The school certainly helped to shape that.
It was still supporting it. I think so much so the chapels were so important, and I can to this day still remember certain chapels. The music was incredible. Certain songs that I hear in my mind over and over are still from high school days, and the prayer chapels and the times when we would have the spiritual life. Spiritual life chapels where special speakers would come in, and also the mission speakers that were from all over the world that would come in, and it was not only just the social impact that they had, but it was very much so the spiritual impact that they had in the fields when they were serving. Bringing that back, and I smile when I still hear some of those names today that I heard when we were back in high school.
And along with that, the music, which you mentioned, I don't see our young people today singing the songs that we did even in church. When you look around, the kids just are not singing. I think they didn't get that. Thanks to Arnold Mosher, we did get a really good foundation in reading music, singing on capella, and I do appreciate that.
The other thing is I was probably the worst musician in the whole class, but I wanted to be involved, so I was in senior chorus. And I know, Arnold, you'll appreciate this, Brother Mosier, as we called them in those days, but I was in the tenor section of senior chorus, and I would stand right in the middle. And I remember one practice, Brother Mosier just looking out and saying, look, some of you don't always have to sing out loud. You can just move your lips. And I thought he was looking right at me. He never said a name or anything, but I think for most of the time I just moved my lips. But that's a memory of mine.
Ice cream castles in the air and feathered canyons everywhere. I've looked at clouds that way, but now they only block the sun. They rain and
As we look at our class today, it's just so amazing to us that you're all around the world. So many locations in the United States and even around the world, in New Zealand and Colorado, Washington State,
British Columbia.
Colorado, yes, different locations, and all the variety of churches too that are represented when we got the alumni forums in, just to see every denomination you can even think of is listed as people being participating in these churches at this time.
It's really been fun being on the committee with everyone, people that I haven't connected with for a long time, but the other evening we made a few calls to them. That felt good, just touching base with kids from high school. And it's amazing, all those cliques and barriers that you had in high school are now gone, and you know, it's just communicate on the same level.
I've always been amazed at how many people that you saw as very strong leaders in high school. Some of them, and then there were others who weren't, who were very quiet and very backward, very shy. They turned out to be incredible leaders and went on to really grow into the role. It's just been neat to see how people change so dramatically. And with being on the committee, it's been fun. Just being together and having the same thing. I agree. The good times. Recommend it to anybody who's appointed to serve in these committees.
Is this the plug?
Yes.
dreams and schemes and circus crowds. I've looked at life that way, but now friends are acting strange. They shake their heads, they say I've changed. Well, something's lost, but something's gained in living every day. I've looked at life from both sides now, from win and lose,
must the cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
How many years must a mountain exist before it is washed to the sea?
How many years can some people exist before they're allowed to be free? How many times can a man turn his head and pretend that he just doesn't see?
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? How many ears must one man have before he can hear people cry?
How many deaths will it take till he knows that too many people have died?
The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
When you're down and troubled and you need a helping hand, and nothing's going right.
Like, I hear other people talking about going to their reunions, and they're saying, oh, I don't really want to go. I don't want to see what they're doing. But I enjoy coming back, meeting with our friends that we had years ago, seeing how God's worked in their life, seeing how the paths they thought they were going to take were so dramatically different than what really happened, and the changes that came about, who they are and where they are.
I'll come running, oh yeah, baby, see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yeah, yeah, yeah. You got a friend. If the sky above you should turn dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind should begin to blow.
Do you remember our senior class trip to Washington, D.C.?
I do remember that.
I can remember all the girls had to wear the black bonnet.
That's what I was remembering. It's funny what comes to mind, but I remember we had to have little black bonnets on.
Didn't the guys have to wear dark coats or something?
I couldn't tell you.
I remember going into the banquet. Remember we ended the day with a banquet in a restaurant in Washington, D.C., and I can remember all the waiters and waitresses just looking at the strange class marching in, like we were all old people with the bonnets and those plain suits and dark. I think we all had to dress very plain and very.
I'm sure we did. We must have been a sight.
Yeah, it was a fun day.
It really was.
Not like what they do nowadays.
No.
All you got to do is
I see trees that are green, red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Babies cry, watch them grow, and they'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, oh, what a wonderful world. Rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? But they really say, I see trees that are green and red roses too. I'll watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, oh, what a wonderful world. Faces of the people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? But they really say, I love you. I see trees green and red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. To myself,
Thought of as I reflected on our class was the friendships that I gained there as opposed to public school. In public school I knew very few the people that were in my specific class, but at Lancaster Mennonite I felt like everybody was a potential friend because we had much more in common. And for that reason, in the subsequent years, I haven't really kept in touch with many people, but I read with interest when I meet somebody. We can reflect, and I feel conversation comes quite easy because we had that past connection, and feel real good about the memories I had there, and am interested in what they're doing now, where life has brought them to this point.
And I think that's really true. I think in a public school you have a much more diverse population, whereas, and especially in your high school years when you're forming, it's a whole culture, and I think we all understand the culture of the whole Mennonite tradition and background. But yes, we not only shared school, but we shared church, and we shared friendships. And in my case, I know part of the reason, we were always sent to the private school is to marry the Mennonite girl that we would be there. And I, for one, totally disappointed my mother because I married a wonderful lady from New York City who knew nothing about Mennonites or anything about that. But over time, she's adjusted to the culture locally here, and it's but a total different direction than I ever would have forecasted. I mean, when I was in school, I expected to be a farmer and live locally and marry a Mennonite young girl, and but it never turned out that way, and it's changed me a lot for the good because I'm much more diverse in my thinking. I've learned to see things beyond our culture, but yet what I learned and the friendships you gained during the school years remain with you forever, and it's helped provide me with a foundation that I would have never had we not had those friendships.
And I agree that foundation is important. As opposed to you, I did marry a Mennonite girl from school, but probably should have known better because it didn't last very long. But talking about that foundation, I mean the relationships, the values that we gained by being there are just wonderful memories that I still have.